Hello everyone. Welcome to this session and hope I'm audible and visible right now. Let's check and then we'll start. So, let me check. Am I audible? Yeah, I am audible. Let's start just right now. Okay. So, let me share my screen. So, here is this. Mhm. Okay. I hope it is visible right now. Yes, it is. So in this video, we are going to cover some basic syntax of the Python. And first, let me fix this thing. Yeah, it is. So we'll be covering the basic syntax of the Python. Before starting Python, what you must know. Like yesterday, we did some built-in function, and I realized that I should cover the syntax video. So what is basically a syntax? So syntax of a programming language. So basically, syntax is a kind of thing that you must know before learning a language. Suppose you are learning English grammar, and what you have to know before learning this grammar. Suppose you are learning about present continuous tense. Okay, present continuous tense. If the spelling is not correct, don't blame me because I am not a English teacher. Okay. If you are learning present continuous tense, you might have learned about how to build a sentence in any language. Suppose there is a noun or pronoun, as we can say as a subject plus V4, yeah, V plus ing plus object. So this is how you build any sentence in an English language. So in every language, we have a defined set of rules. Based on that, you have to make that sentence, or if you are making any paragraph, first you have to make the sentence. Or based on that thing, the syntax, or you can say the grammar rule, you can define any sentence. So basically, here what you are doing, you are just putting sentence. Suppose I am telling Ram is going. Suppose Ram is going. Okay, I forgot about here the helping verb. Obviously, the helping verb. Helping verb. Okay. Subject, helping verb plus verb plus ing plus object. Here is the simple syntax of making a present continuous tense. So before making this sentence, you must be knowing this. You can't write that Ram is going to school. And let's take one more kind of a sentence. Suppose Ram going is school. Is it correct or is it correct? So obviously, if you are following the grammar rule, this sentence is correct because it is following the syntax that is provided by the English grammar. So Ram going, okay, it's going. Ram going to going is a school is not correct. Why? Because helping verb should come just before the whatever the verb we have. So this correct sentence is false. So similarly, in any programming language, basically it's a language, and if you are learning that language, you should be knowing the syntax of how to write anything. If you are printing a statement, what is the syntax? If you are commenting something, what is the syntax? So that is the important thing that you must know before learning any language. So let's just start one by one. We'll see everything that is in my notebook here. So the first thing is print statement. So print statement is the basic thing that you learn before making any program in any programming language, that is hello world. So here is the hello world program and it will print the hello world. How? This is the print statement, and this is the syntax. Basically, you have to just remember this. Syntax is nothing, there is no any logic in the syntax. Like if you are learning this, this is the predefined thing. You can change this. This is universal, and you have to learn that. So basically, in a programming language, you have to learn this. Syntax is, there is no any logic behind syntax. When a programmer made this language, they made this universal, and they made like that. You have to learn this, and then after using this syntax, you can make the logic. So for that, you have to just learn the syntax. So to print anything, you have to just put anything here. And this print, this p should be small. Many students write like capital Print, and that will be an error. But here it is like you have to just write print and then put anything inside, and it will print that anything. Suppose I am writing anything, any kind of thing. This is, and this is some kind of paragraph. Uh, okay, if I will print, it will print this is the some kind of paragraph. Or you can just remove this thing and put any number. Like you are just putting 787878, and here it is. This is just printing out. Why this? There is no any code like that. You will just understand in the further examples. If you are beginner, and but you are knowing that, I think you are a programmer. If you are watching this video, okay. So I'm assuming that. So here, if you are just putting something and you are printing, that is basically looking like a number, but it's not a number. It's a string. So moving next, the next thing is comment. So what are comments in any programming language? Suppose you are doing uh, making a project. Just like take a simple example. You are making a project, and suppose you made a long programs, and if you are just handing over that program to any other person, he will not know, and even you don't know after 10 days or 20 days, you don't know what function is doing which work. So you have to put some comments in your program, like this is a comment. And comment, the best part about the comment is not a part of the program. It is just telling that what this program is doing. Suppose I will write like print hello, and I have put it some comment here. If I will run this, the hello will be just printed out. This will not be printed out. Why? Because this is just a kind of thing that I have written just for myself. Like this thing print hello. So after 10 days or 20 days or 100 days or 2 months, if I will just look at this program, I will know that, yeah, the thing that is written here will print hello. And this is the kind of work of a comment. So this is basically helpful in that case when you are reading your program after some days. So moving next, this was the syntax. If you just put any hashtag, suppose I will put the hashtag of this in front of this print. So this will also be a comment, and nothing will be printed. Like uh, this is a kind of a syntax of a comment. So if you just put hashtag, that is a syntax. So the next in variable and the data types. So in any programming language like C and C++, when we are making the variables, so you have to define the, like if you are making a a kind of variable, you have to just define it by int num, and then you have to put some value like if you are putting 45, it is the syntax of putting a value in that language. But in Python, it's not like that. You have to just in maths, you just take it like x is equal to 5 and y is equal to uh, 45. That's all. You have declared the two variable. If you just print x and y, print x comma y, it will be printing 5 and 45. So this is as simple as that. You have to just define the variable as simple in mathematics. That's why Python have the easiest syntax ever any programming language have. So this is the syntax of defining a variable. And what about the data type? In other languages, you have to define the data type, but this will see in our next cell, that is dynamic typing. Python is called a dynamic typing language. Like if I will just write age equal to 45 here, if I will just print type of, we have discussed about this function in our previous video. If I will just write type of a, that is integer. We all know that 45 is an integer. In mathematics, we also know that it's a real number. Any number like minus 5, 5, 10. If I'll just put minus 45, it's also an integer. If you just put minus 100, it is also an integer. Any number that can be, you can realize of the mathematic. Uh, Instead of it's not a decimal point number, it is an integer. So if we just check the type of this, it is integer. But we know that here a is an integer. But if I will just write like a in double quote, I will write like Samir, my name, and I will just print it out. In the upper line, a is an integer. In this line, oh, let's remove the comment. I can also show you that. Just I have to print this because to show you that. Okay, just print this thing, print, and then again print type of A. Now see, here the print type of A gives you an integer, but when I assigned a submit to a, then it is giving A is a string. That means in a runtime, it is changing from integer to a string. When up to here, the A is an integer, but when I have assigned the string kind of thing to A, that become the string. So string is basically a sentence or any, if I will just put A here, it is also a string. There is no any concept like character in Python. I hope so. If it is, I have no any knowledge like here. Yeah, it is a string. There is no any kind of data type in Python like character. Like in other languages, C, we have a character. If there is a difference between character and string, if I will write A, that is a character. But if I will write Samir, that is a string. So conventionally, if you are putting the single quote, that is for the like a character. If you are just putting the double quotes, this thing, whatever it is, double quotes, so it is a string. So in Python, we have only the concept of the string, no any characters. So here it is. So if till here it was an integer, but when you just assigned a string, it became a string. When you just in the another line, if a is equal to true, and you know that it is a Boolean data type. And if I will just print the type of A, it is a Boolean. So A is kind of a thing that is changing its data type at every interval. Whenever you are assigning anything to it, it is changing its data type. So this is a basically kind of amazing programming language. It's a like part of a programming where we don't have to deal with this kind of thing to just if you are just storing any bunch of thing in any uh, variable that will not throw an error. But it's also you know that if it is an advantage, there are some disadvantages also when you are just making APIs and other thing. I will not go into deep, but just remember for a small understanding, if you are making APIs, there the data type is important. Like if anything is storing a string, that must not be taking any integer value. If you are anything is taking, suppose your mobile number is taking a data type of whatever number, but it's must not be taking a string values. So that is like we can see a disadvantage there, but it is what it is. Python is a dynamic typing programming language where the data type changes whenever you assign a kind of value to it. So the next thing that you are going to understand about is operators. So what are operators? If you can recall from the mathematics, let's comment it out. And if you are just getting hashtag. Okay, hashtag is not operator. I was just commenting this down. So that it will not cause any error. Let's put that in a markdown instead. Suppose plus, minus, divide. In mathematics, you just write divide like one line and then one dot up and one dot down. But in here, we have to just give a slash. And there is double slash also. Double slash is basically floor division. So we'll just look at that. So plus, minus, divide, double divide. And the next thing that you can say multiply and to the power. This is called the to the power. I will just explain you in little bit of time. And there is also one interesting thing is modulus. This is not a percent. This is called a modulus in Python. So what are those? Let's understand one by one. Suppose A is equal to 45 and B is equal to 10. If I will just print A plus B. So we all know that A plus B is basically the value in A plus value of the in. This is the simple mathematics. If you just remove this line, this is the mathematics. A is equal to 45, B is equal to 10, and A plus B, if you just not use the print function, it also print. Python is basically a kind of a statistical language, and here we can use write like a mathematics. So A plus B is 45. If I will tell you, just not remove this, so let's make another line. So here we all know that A is equal to 45 and B is equal to 10. If I will just write A minus B, so what it is? It is 35. If you want to use the print function, you can basically use that. but I was just making as simple as that, 35. If I will just write like print a divided by b, a divided by b. So basically, a divided by b is equal to 4.5. It is kind of a, if I will just a divided by b, and if I will just check the type of it, what do you think? What is the type of it? It is a floating point number. Like any decimal value is basically a floating point number. As you know, in mathematics, we call that decimal number. So in a high school, sorry, in class 2 or 3, you must have learned that. So in Python, we say that floating number or float. So these are called the float numbers if it is in a like decimal point, a divided by b. And if I will use double divide by b, what this does, it just remove this anything just beyond the decimal, it will remove that. So if I will just a double divide b, it will be 4. It will just remove zero point 0.5. If anything like 5999, any digit will be there, it will just remove that, and it will just make this floor. This floor division, we can say that. Like if I'm just taking, suppose, let's take lots of cells. If I'm taking 3.55555, if I will convert that into a floor function, so it will only take 3. So suppose if I have 10 divided by 3, it will be like 3.333 and lots of things. And if I will just use double divide, it will remove all the things just after the decimal. So hope you got that, what I'm trying to explain you. So this is the basically a floor division, we can say that. So the next thing is multiply. Multiply is basically A multiplied B, and it is as simple as that. You know the multiplication kind of thing. 45 into 10 is basically 40. It was 45 into 10. This is basically denoted by a star, or you can you just have to press the shift and 8 button, and that will be this symbol. So the next thing is double star. What is that? Suppose if I will tell you 2 into 2, 2 into 2, it is 4. But uh, if I will try to say you like 4 into 4, 4 into 4, this is 16. Interesting. If I will tell you 45 into 45, what is this? This is basically a 45 to the power 2. So what you have to just write it like 45 into to the power. Okay, I have to put the 2 a star kind of thing. 45 to the power 2. This is basically give the same result. So if I will just, if I have to put like 8 to the power 7, 8 to the power 7, it is this denotation, and this is the syntax of writing the to the power kind of thing in Python. So basically, one more thing that I will try to explain you, 1.6 E and 2, sorry, E and 3. What is this? And if you are just knowing this, just write down in the comment. Let's see, uh, just in a comment section, not the live chat, as I don't have, I will not switch the screen to just see the chats. So this is basically, if you know the mathematics or you have used the calculator, you must have seen this kind of thing in your calculator. This is basically nothing. This is something like 1.6 into, where is, okay, 1.6 into 10 to the power whatever it is, 10 to the power 3. So to the power, we have to just write it as a E button and just remove this multiply. So this is that thing. So 1.6 into 10 to the power 3 means 1.6 into uh, what it is, 1.6 into 10 to the power 3 means 1, 2, 3. Is it? 10 into 10 into 10. It is that. And this is same number. See? This is the same number. So this can be written like this, and this can be written like this. So hope you got that. This is the also a good way to write the to the power kind of thing when it is 10 to the power something. So the next thing is modulus. What is modulus is doing here? The modulus, the modulus is kind of what it is doing. So it is basically doing, if you are just dividing 10 by 3, so you are getting 3.33. But you might be knowing when you are dividing 10 by 3, there is a one remainder. Like if I will just be dividing any number by 3, suppose take 14 divided by 3. So what is the remainder? Like 3, 3 then 9, 3, 4 are 12, but 2 is the remainder. So how to get that remainder? You have to just put the modulus, and here you can see that modulus 14 modulus 3 is 2. But what is most interesting thing is here, if I will just tell you 3 modulus 14, what is this? What will be the answer? This is one of the most important question for the interviews. Many interviewer asked for just trick you. If you are just putting, many students think like if 14 modulus 3 is 2, 3 modulus 14 is also 2, but it is 3. How? If you are just dividing any small number by any large number. So basically this division is not possible. Otherwise that will be in decimal point. If you are just putting here divide by symbol or whatever the syntax operator here. So if you are just putting this divide, it will basically tell you the answer in a decimal point, and 3 divided by 14. But if you just put here the modulus, the thing that will be happen, it will just take the smallest number or the number at the LHS side. If the number at LHS is greater than the RHS, sorry, the operator, the thing that it is here, the in the left side operand. So this is the operator. These are the operands. So if the operand are like left side operand is smaller than the right side, so the division is not possible. So it will just return that thing. If I will take 1 divided by any number, 1000, 100,000, anything, it will be 1. If I will take any number here, no matter any number I will put here, the answer will be the 1. So hope you got that point. So this was also an interesting question to just deal with. 3 divided by 100 is 3. So hope you got that, the syntax of writing a operator and this thing. This is as simple as that. This is the mathematics kind of thing. So this is Python is not for that complex thing. You can build a complex system and basically a lots of thing in Python, but this is not complex to learn. It is, that's why it's most of the, like, in at this time it is one of the famous languages that exist in this world. So that's why this is the basically favorite of the researcher, data scientist, and this kind of thing. So that's why this language is so simple. So the next syntax that you are going to learn is if else and if elif and else. So what is the syntax? If suppose you are taking a is equal to 5. Okay. If a is smaller than 10, print small elif. A is larger than 10, print large. Okay, it must be in the string. And the next thing is else. Else is basically if this will not be executed, this will be executed. Okay, so there is no any case like this. Okay, if a is equal to 10, the let's print is large. Else print a is much larger. Okay. As simple as that, it is telling if I'm just putting a is equal to 5, then it is telling that a is small. So if I will just put the value of a is equal to 10, it will be telling that a is equal to large. But if I will just put it 15, it will be telling a is much larger. So how the syntax is made? These are the keywords if, elif, and else. And here these are the conditions. If I will just try to write it like condition, and then do whatever if the condition is true. So this is basically do whatever the condition 1 is true. Let's take assume that is a condition 1, and this a is smaller than 10, and just write it like a comment here, condition 1. So this is the condition 1. It will check this. If it is true, then it will perform all these operations that are here, like print small. If I write print hello, or anything that I will do here, it will be performed. So print Sunday, anything. If I will just put here a is smaller than 2, sorry, a is smaller than 10, that a is 2, it will perform all this thing. Like it has printed small, hello, Sunday, any, if there will be thousands of line, it will perform all the thousands of line. But only if this condition is true. If I will just put a is equal to 15, none of this is like done because this condition is false and any of this will be not performed here. So it is as simple. So this is the condition true. So this is condition. Let's put a comment here. Condition true. And if this is true, then anything here will be performed. Otherwise, it will not be performed. And if I will just put else, if none of this condition will be true, then this will be done. You can put any number of else elif condition. Like if I will just put control V. Okay, there must be a good syntax. Here it is. So this is like if you just put a semicolon here, not a semicolon, just a colon. Semicolon is this thing, and this is the colon. So if you just put a colon and press enter, it will be like it is known as indentation, basically a syntax in Python to write the if elif condition. So if a is equal to 10, 12, and 14, and just print 12 and 14. It will print 12 if it is 12, if it is 14, it will print 14. So this is basically if elif and else syntax. So this is useful when you are just making a long conditional and conditional logic, and if you are using DSA and lots of things, you have to use this. In our day-to-day life, we use that. So this is basically uh, one of the most interesting and the most useful thing that you can learn. So we are also here on the loops. So the syntax of the loops is what are the syntax of the loops? So basically, the loop syntax is something like there are two kinds of loop in Python. Let's first discuss about the for loop. So for loop is basically for I in, we have to put the range and then the first number from where we want to start. Suppose I want to start from 10 and then I want to go to the so let's say 20. Okay, this will go up to 20, not 20, it will go up to 19. So if I will just put here and print I. So it will go up to 19. Why? Because the syntax says that it will go up to n to n minus 1. Okay, this both can be not m, it is m and m to n minus 1. Whatever it is written, it will just go minus 1. Okay, okay. So this is the syntax of writing the for loop, and you have to just use the print and then all will be set. If you are just going to just use the list, just make a list here. Suppose there are something in the list and you want to print all the elements of the list, you don't have to do anything. You have to just remove this range and put li. For I in li, this is also known as the iterative loop. It will go from one element to another and then print all the elements. So this is as simple as that. So just going to know about the while loop. While loop is kind of a conditional loop. If suppose a is equal to 40, let's take it, and while जब तक like the main the way to read this, it will print whatever it will perform all the things in a loop unless the condition met is true. If a is let's make a increasing loop. I'm not happy with the decreasing loop. If a is smaller than 10, then do this print a. And there is also one of the important thing is while loop. We have to just use a operator like a plus is equal to 1 or a is equal to a plus 1. So both are the same thing. If I will just put like, and I will put in the comment a plus is equal to 1. If I was just writing this or this, both are the same thing. So this is basically you are just printing a printing A. So here it is. It will print A up to 9. Like when A is happening 10, so this condition is false. Like it is not uh, smaller than 10, so that will be printing up to 9. But if I will just use the is equal to also here, it will also print 10. So this is a kind of a basic thing that you might be knowing. If I will just remove this, this will be doing the same thing. But if I will remove this loop will be infinite, because it will print A and then check condition, it will print A and check condition, and at the end the A will be the same, because we are not increasing or decreasing A. So that will be infinite loop, and we have to just interrupt the current terminal, or we have to close the Python program, and then we have to make another environment of the Python. So this is the syntax of the while loop. We have to just write while and then condition and then do whatever you want to do, and then use a increment or decrement. How to use a decrement? Suppose if I am going to print up to 20 to 0, I will just write like if A is if A is equal A is great till now, when the A is greater than 0, print A and A minus is equal to 1. So this is basically a decrement loop. I'm printing 20, 19, 18, and then going up to 1. If I will just put is equal to here, that will be going up to 0. This is basic syntax of the while loop. So moving next, what is the syntax of the function? So basically you have to just write def. In other languages, you have to write like int main, long syntax, and it is kind of a function syntax of Java, I think, Java and also a C languages. Now in Java, we have to public static void main, and then void main and lots of things. It's a C language. So in Python, you don't have to do lots of things. We have to just make a function sum. Let's not make a sum, because sum is also a built-in function, like summation of A and B is equal to return A plus B. This is basic syntax of the function in Python. So if I will just use summation and write like 25 comma 45, it will be printing 70. So basically this is a syntax of a function where we just write the def keyword, and then whatever the function name you have to write, like function name. There must be not any space between function name, and these are the like argument, and you can say uh, the thing that you are passing to a function. Basically you understand in mathematics also, and this is basically the result of the function. Whatever you will perform any operation here, and then you will be return the result here. So basically this will be the same thing doing functi and function name, and then 25 and 70, this will be doing the same thing. So what is the syntax of making the list? List is basically, suppose I'm making A is equal to 45. Yeah, it is 45. If I have to make a variable where I can store lots of number, so basically we have to make the list. So here I can suppose put the marks of my all subjects, suppose 45, 50 and 60, suppose 70 and 80 and 99. These all are the marks of my like subject. I am storing all this in a one variable. This is called a list, and it start with this big bracket that we see in mathematics. So this is known as brackets. You can say that in programming language. As this we can say parenthesis, but we can say that a bracket here. This is basically a list data type. Why we want to store all this data type, all this data in one variable? Because to perform any operation like sum, we don't have to add all the variable. We have to just perform any operation with one variable, and that will be done. So in later you will understand about the arrays and vectors and this thing. So this will be the basic of that. So there is one thing that is called tuple. So the basic difference between the list and tuple is both store like tuple one, both store lots of values, but you can change the value in a list, but you cannot change the value in a tuple. Like if I just made the tuple one is equal to this, and if I want to make the tuple 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 1, and we are going getting the zeroth index thing, and we are assigning it's 10. It will, okay, I'm just using double equal to. If I'm assigning 10, it is telling that tuple object does not support item assignment. But if you just do that with this list, it will just get the value. If I was just putting list, and then we are just getting zeroth element, and we are putting zeroth element is equal to 100. And if I will just print li, it will be 100 at zeroth index. So this is basically syntax of a tuple. You just put a parenthesis and separate all the things with the commas. So the last syntax that we are going to understand is dictionary. If I will just put the dic is equal to this thing, it is dictionary. So as simple as that, if you just take the type of dic, I think I have explained that in our my first live that I was at that day, where I explained this in that video. If I will put any one element, 3 comma, if I will just put 3, the type will be the set. But if I will just not put anything in it, it is dictionary. So basically dictionary is used to store the key value pair, where is we have the key name, and we have a value that is Samir. So in a dictionary we can store lots of things, like in one go. Like I can store the name is equal to Samir. I can store that batch is equal to like 20, 25 to 20. Okay, I can also put that 20, 27 because that was in a double quote. I can also put the mobile number, mobile, mobile, and the mobile number must be, I will just put in the string format so that there will be no any error. I'm just putting the number, random number. If I'll just print dic, I can just put infinitely key value pairs. So basically, if I will just try to fetch the name of uh, Samir, name of a person, that will be the Samir. So basically, you are just putting the data and also a key of the data, like what that data is doing. Like it's a kind of a metadata you are putting here. So basically, that will be useful for the further processing or the other thing. So here, if you are just putting in a list, you are just putting 45. There is no any information about 45. What is 45? But if you are just putting just math, I got marks in math 45. I got marks in science, let's say 100, 100. Okay, that we can also store in an integer value. Don't worry. And if I will just put the marks of, let's say, SST, and that will be 99. So if I'll just let's change it to a marks, and now print the marks. So we are just going to see that here the marks in mathematics is 45, marks in science is 100, and marks in SST is 99. So this is helpful in the case we have the data also, we have the information about the data also. So these are basically the key value pairs. So this is the like syntax of writing a dictionary. So hope we have covered all the important syntax that is required in the Python to understand and to know the basics of the Python. So these were all the things that you should know. So if you have any doubts, just reach down the comment section, and I will just sincerely I will reply to that. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care and enjoy your weekends, and bye bye.